Oh, yeah. All right, we are live. Just gonna wait for some people to tune in, and we'll get this show rolling. Let me get this thing down here. This is boom. All right.
Okay, keep on. Are you gonna help Daddy sing? You're so silly. No smelling feet.
All right, we got some people watching. Is there any way for me to see who's on here?
I don't know.
Hi, Mom. Hey, everybody. What's going on? Happy Wednesday. Hi, kids. Patty, can you say hi to everybody? I don't know if they can see you now. It's up here. So look up. No, please don't touch anything over there. I need you to back up for me, okay? And look right over at the no, look at my phone up there. My phone's the camera. See? Right there? Can you Patty, you got to back up a bit, son. Come on. Patty, Kristen, thank you.
Come here.
All right, guys, how we doing? Welcome back to another Thank you, Patty. Do you want to say anything before we get started? Come say something. What do you want to say?
Over here. Over this way.
They can see you right here. If you stand next to me right here, they can see you. Do you want to say something to everybody?
Say hi, everybody.
Say hi. Look up at the camera. Up there, my phone. There you go. What do you want to say? What do you want to say to everybody? Say, I hope you're having a good day. He's looking at himself in the computer. That's awesome. Hi, Heidi. How you doing, Dwayne?
No.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
No.
Hi, Johnny and Jax. What's going on, guys? Hey, Elizabeth. Come on. Back up. Back up.
Come see this, Patty. Over here.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. I know that you are all... Hey, Andrea. Hey, Dan. Hey, River. Hi from the Rileys at the kitchen table. I know you guys tune in every week, so I just want to shout you all out and say thank you so much for tuning in. Are you guys ready to get started? Because I'm ready to get started. I am excited to be playing music and singing with you tonight. So, I didn't really prepare a set list tonight, so we're just going to have fun and come up with songs and see what happens. If you have a song, have your parent put it into the comments, and maybe if I know how to play it, we can play it tonight. But first, I want to get started with a song about sharks. Specifically the sharks of the younger variety, the baby sharks. Patty, you going to help me sing?
No.
Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark. Mommy shark, do 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 do. Mommy shark, do 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 do. Mommy shark, do 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 do. Mommy shark. Daddy shark, do 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 do. Daddy shark, do 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 do. Daddy shark, do 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 do. Daddy shark. Grandma shark, do 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 do. Grandma shark, do 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 do. Grandma shark, do 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 do. Grandma shark. Don't forget those grandpas. Grandpa shark, do 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 do. Grandpa shark, do 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 do. Grandpa shark, do 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 do. Grandpa shark. Oh, what's next? Run away, do 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 do. Run away, do 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 do. Run away, do 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 do. Run away, run. What's wrong, buddy? We have a casualty. Uh-oh. Safe at last, except for Patrick. Safe at last, except for Patrick. Safe at last, do 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 do. Safe at last. It's the end, do 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 do. It's the end, do 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 do. It's the end, do 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 do. It's the end. Oh. As you can tell, friends, today has been a day of all days. Can you tell everybody you're fine? They're probably worried about you. He fell, so I have a guitar stand. Seems to be his favorite thing to play with, as you all know. And I think he fell into it. But are you okay? Give him a thumbs up. Give him a thumbs up. You okay? You gonna make it? Okay. Patty, what song do you want me to sing to make you feel better? What song? How about The Wheels on the Bus?
No.
Okay. How about Twinkle Twinkle Little Star?
No.
Oh, how about Old MacDonald Had a Farm?
No.
Oh, head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Ready? You're gonna dance with me?
Let's do head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Oh, you saw him? He hit the guitar? I didn't know you could see over there. Thank you for the explanation, Mom. Here we go. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Let me see it. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Okay, as you all know, we do this every week. We're going to get a little bit faster each time. Are you ready? Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Good job, guys. A little bit faster. A little bit faster. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. A little bit faster. A little bit faster. Let's go. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. One last time. Ultra fast. Supercharged turbo. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to grab a pick. This is a pick, guys. This is a pick. This pick helps me to play super fast. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Knees and toes. Knees and toes. Knees and toes. Toes, 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 toes. Got a smile out of him. All right. I hope you're smiling too there, guys. All right. Let's see. Ethel's watching. Hey, Ethel. I hope you were dancing to the head, shoulders, knees, and toes. What's up, Taya? All right. Dinner outside, man. That sounds wonderful. It's raining here in Massachusetts. What's it doing wherever you are in the world? You can put a comment in there and tell me, well, how's the weather today where you're at? I know we got people from all over the country tuning in. Let's keep this going, okay? Are you going up to bed?
I don't want him to yell through your set.
That's okay.
Once is that bad.
Okay. Good night. I love you.
He's up the stairs.
He's already gone. So Patrick's gone.
Maybe
So it's
he'll
just
see me again up here.
it's just you and me, guys. So what are we going to do tonight? Let's see. I got a good one. Hey, Lindsay. David. Ming's watching it. Ming, were you doing your dance? I want to see video proof. Go Big Red Delaney. Birthday girl yesterday. All right, let's do this. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. The lights on the bus go blink, 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 blink. The lights on the bus go blink, 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 all through the town. The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 beep. The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 all through the town. Let's see, how do you get into the bus? You come in through the door on the bus goes open and shut, open and shut, open and shut. The door on the bus goes open and shut, all through the town. Now what if it gets really hot on the bus and you want to cool down? What do you open? The windows on the bus go up and down, up and down, up and down. The windows on the bus go up and down, all through the town. Let's see, you're not having a good day, and you're a baby, and you're on the bus, which I don't know any babies that like the bus. What do they say? The babies on the bus go where, 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 where. The babies on the bus go where, all through the town. Now, the mommies on the bus go shh, 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 shh. The mommies on the bus go shh, 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 all Don't forget about those daddies. The daddies on the bus say, I love you, I love you, I love you. The daddies on the bus say, I love you, all through the town. What about the grandparents? What do they say? The grandparents on the bus say, I love you too, I love you too, I love you too. The grandparents on the bus say, I love you too, all through the town. Do we have any other parts of the bus left? The driver on the bus says, it's your stop, get off, it's your stop, get off, get your stop, get off. The bus driver on the bus says, it's your stop, get off, all through the town. At least that's what they said when I lived in Chicago. But they weren't always that nice. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. Good job. I could see all of you singing along and dancing along and doing the actions. That was cool. Let's keep this rolling. Oh, I didn't say wipers. Buses in Chicago didn't have blinkers. At least they didn't know how to use them, so I forgot about that one. And the buses, some buses, yeah, I guess. Okay. Now, do we have anybody that knows a thing or two about monkeys? Specifically, monkeys that are jumping on a bed. 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. The mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. 2 little monkeys. Sorry, we have 4. I can't count. One fell off and bumped her head. The mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. 3 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. The mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Now 2 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped her head. Oh. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Now, we're going to do one more monkey because that's all that's left. We're going to do it as quiet as we can, okay? And after we finish singing about that monkey, I want all of you to pretend that you are an instrument. Any instrument you can imagine. For me, you might remember my favorite instrument is the trumpet. So I'm gonna play the trumpet with my mouth. But you can do anything you want as long as your parents say it's okay. You can do anything you want as long as your parents say it's okay. So let's sing about that one monkey as quiet as we can, and then we're gonna blast the roof off this place. All right, 3, 4. One little monkey jumping on the bed. He fell off and bumped his head. The mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Are you ready? I want to hear your instruments. 1, 2, 3. Keep going. With my trumpet. And now what do we do when we end this song? We do jazz hands, everybody. Jazz. Yes. Oh my gosh. I don't think there are any roofs left on your houses right now because you guys were so loud. That was awesome.
He decided he wasn't done.
I think Patrick chose to play the drums, if I'm not mistaken, by the noise coming from upstairs. You want to come out, buddy? We got a few more. We're gonna do a couple more songs, if that's okay. I'll give you a choice. Do you want to do Old MacDonald or Twinkle Twinkle Little Star? Two completely different songs. Somebody write in the comments Twinkle Twinkle or Old MacDonald. I think Patrick wants Old MacDonald. If I don't see anything in the next 10 seconds, I'm going to play Old MacDonald. All right, here we go. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a cow, E-I-E-I-O. What sound does a cow make? With a moo-moo here and a moo-moo there. Good job. Here's a moo, there's a moo, everywhere a moo-moo. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Dwayne, this is for you then, man. Good choice. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. What did he have? And on that farm he had a pig, E-I-E-I-O. With an oink oink here and an oink oink there. Here an oink, there an oink, everywhere an oink oink. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. All right, what's next, Patty? All right. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. We're doing sheep. And on that farm he had a sheep, E-I-E-I-O. Here we go. Where the here and here, here, there. I can't do a sheep very well, guys. I know you can do a better one. E-I-E-I-O. Here we go. What's next? I got it. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a chicken, E-I-E-I-O. What does the chicken say? With a bark, bark here and a bark, bark there. That's a demented chicken. Bark there, a bark everywhere, a bark, bark. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Here we go. We got a few more. I know one. Yeah. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a duck, E-I-E-I-O. With a quack, quack there, and a quack, quack there. Here a crack, there a crack, everywhere quack, quack. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Ming, you read my mind. That's the next one up. We're doing horse. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a horse, E-I-E-I-O. With a neigh-neigh here and a neigh-neigh there. Here a neigh, there a neigh, everywhere a neigh-neigh. Old MacDonald had a farm. Not a shenanay, E-I-E-I-O. But maybe the horse's name is shenanay. I don't know. What do we have left? I feel like... okay, here we go. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I. Oh, I just read my brother's message. And on that farm he had a goat, E-I-E-I-O. With a and a there. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Thank you so much, Shane, for that recommendation to do the goat yell.
And all those children are disappointed they didn't hear a dog.
Oh, we'll do a dog. With a bark, bark here, or a ruff, ruff there. Here, rough, there, rough, everywhere, rough, rough. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. I don't want to leave anybody disappointed tonight. That is not what we want to do. All right, friends, we've got a couple more songs for you. These are songs that I hope the next one gets our energy up a little bit to have some fun. And then the last one is the one we're going to sing to calm our bodies down before we go to bed. Because as I say every week, unless you're on the West Coast, you're probably going to be going to bed after this, I would think. I know Patrick is. So, we have to do a Disney song every week, right? So this week, we picked a special one from one of my favorite movies and one of Patrick's favorite movies. Have any of you ever seen The Little Mermaid? The Little Mermaid? Now, I'm going to do my best. I have to find the words, guys, because you know what? I don't sing these songs every day like this, and I want to get it right for you. So, here we go. I think you know this song. The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. You dream about going up there, but that is a big mistake. Just look at the world around you, right here on the ocean floor. Such wonderful things around you. What more is you looking for? Ha! Under the sea, under the sea. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Up on the shore they work all day. Out in the sun they slave away. Till it's devoting full time to floating under the sea. Down here all the fish is happy as they off the waves they roll. The fish on the land ain't happy. They're sad cause they're in the bowl. But fish in the boat is lucky. They're in for a worse fate. One day when the boss get hungry, guess who gon' be on the plate? I don't know. Under the sea, under the sea. Nobody beat us, fry us or heat us. Naturally, that's the beat. What do the land folks love to cook? Under the sea we off the hook. We got no trouble, life is the bubbles under the sea. Since life is sweet here, we got the beat here. Naturally, naturally, even the sturgeon in the ray. We got the urge to start to play. We got the spirit, you got to hear it under the sea. You ready for this part? The newt played the flute, the cop played the harp, the bass played the bass, the sound in the shop, the pop played the brass, the chub played the tub. The flute is the Duke of Soul, yeah. The ray can be felt, the lungs and the string, the trout rocking out, the blackfish they sing, the from it the sprout, you know where it's at, and oh that bullfish blow, oh, under the sea, under the sea. When did the starting, then did the bargain? It's music to me, music to me. What do they got? A lot of sand. We got a hot crustacean band. Each little clam here know how to jam here. Each little slug here cutting a rug here under the sea. Under the sea. Oh, yeah. I always love playing that Disney song for you guys every week. Woo! It's a mouthful. Did you guys hear Patrick singing? Patrick was singing like crazy.
He did sing Little Mermaid, you're right.
So, friends,
Oh, Patrick,
it has been such a nice...
Little Mermaid.
You just played Little Mermaid. We're gonna play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star now.
Patrick, you know that.
And we're gonna calm our bodies and get ready for bed. Or at least ready for some quiet time. Maybe you want to read a book. Patrick loves to read books before he goes to bed. So,
Can you say good
we're
night?
going to sing this song together. Good night. Good night, Patrick.
Patrick, did you say good night to Dad?
And then I'm going to say good night to you for this week. And I will see you next Wednesday at 7:30. Maybe we'll have some new songs. If you have any suggestions for songs, tell your parents to write me a message. Say good night to everybody. Say sweet dreams, everyone. Bless you. I don't know if they can see you. Come over here and say sweet dreams. Look right up there at the camera. Okay. I love you, buddy. Good night. Well, I hope that you guys have a great... I hope you have a great rest of your week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend with your families. Stay safe Have lots of fun. Try to play outside if you can, and try to play and listen to some music this week. We're going to sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and then I'm going to say goodnight. Okay. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. One more time, let's calm our bodies. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. All right, friends, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Kids, make sure you do something really special for your moms this weekend. And I will see you guys next Wednesday at 7:30 for the kids sing-along. And parents and adults, if you want to stick around, I'm going to do a whole set of some original songs and some covers. So I'm just going to go upstairs and grab a beverage, and I'll be right back. Good night. All right. I'm drinking a UFO white tonight. It was one of those kind of days. So it's good to have a beer. All right, let's see. Let me get all my set list for this. Load it up. All right, let me retune real quick. How's everybody doing? We're doing well. So I have an idea tonight of kind of what I want to do. I know I've told everybody I've been working on this album during this quarantine. So we've gotten, I want to say 5 songs tracked so far. And I think there's going to be 10 or 11 on the album. So I thought all the songs are written. I just haven't tracked them all yet. But I thought it would be fun tonight, if you guys are cool with it, if I played through the album. Gave you kind of a sneak preview. I mean, you've heard most of these, or all these songs so far. But I want to play through the album for you. Kind of how it will flow. And then I got a new guitar last week after Wednesday. I don't know, was this last weekend. So I want to play a couple songs on that. And plow through some of these songs. So let's start with a crack of the old beer. If you got a drink, cheers. Here's to Wednesday. Here's to hump day. I spent the last 4 days building a playground for the kids. My father-in-law came to help me set up the actual swing set playground structure, and then I built the like pit, whatever, with the landscaping timbers and everything. So we finally finished today, which was a crazy accomplishment for all of us to do that. So definitely need a beer and then some Tylenol later tonight. So here we go. In tradition, quarantine song. I'm sitting here alone in a quarantine, holding my breath and losing sleep, staring out my window, wishing I could leave. But the feds have placed me in this room with the white walls washed with a sweet perfume. Some call it prison, I just call it fate. I don't know how much more of this I can take. So I write my thoughts in a little notebook, divided by some charity and pity looks, where I contemplate the meaning of my days. Like what has brought us to our knees? Was it pride or just this one disease? Sometimes I think it's more than just a taste. I don't know how much more of this I can take. Oh Lord. When the dust is all but settled down, will we understand the plan? I don't know about that one. Are we closer than we've ever found? Are we the furthest we have been? Some days it feels like both. Well, they let me out on the 14th day, kicked my ass right out the state, told me to go back where I should have stayed. So I put some gas into the car, drove to find the closest bar, but quickly learned that they had all been closed. So I turned around and headed back to home, because I have some beer in my fridge and that's okay. I don't really like bars anyways. Because I'm sitting here alone in the quarantine, holding my breath and losing sleep, staring out my window and wishing I could leave. But not really. I like being home with the kids and Kristen, so I don't know if I want to leave. We'll see. Cool. And Nurses Day. What's up, Taya? Well, happy Nurses Day. Happy Nurses Day every day during this quarantine, and always, forever. To every frontline worker, guys. Oh my gosh. The things that you're seeing and the things that you're doing. So much respect for you guys. Oh, what's up, Monica? Is Dan watching tonight? Let's see. Thanks for the kiss, Mom. I know that was for Patrick, but you know, whatever. Hey, Pat, what's up? Hopefully Drew, Jim are watching. Hey, guys. All right, I'm planning to be better with this scroll thing tonight. So, all right, what's up, Dan? So I'm going to try to play through this album, and I'm not really going to use lyrics. I'm going to try to play it through like I would live in concert, like if we're in person. So I am guaranteed to mess stuff up. But since you guys have only heard these songs like 3 times, I could change anything. You probably wouldn't know it. So I shouldn't have even told you that. So it's the song, this is Holy Ghost. First, before I start in, does this sound okay, everybody? Like the guitar and the vocals sound all right together? I obviously can't hear anything, so I tried to get stuff set up how I thought it was last week, because last week sounded really good. Okay, cool. I'm not overreacting. This ain't just a blip on the map. The call has been canceled, and it's not coming back. Don't tell me to breathe easy. Don't tell me it'll be fine, 'cause we have rearranged the pieces and we're running blind. So pour me another glass and sing to me real slow, 'cause I need more than just the Holy Ghost. Pour me another round. This time don't ever stop, 'cause I need more of what you've got. When this whole ride is over, when the worst of it is done, what the hell will we return to? What'll we become? 'Cause in the sharp blink of an eye, in a subtle twist of fate, it's number one. We the cards were stacked against us before we could even play. So pour me another glass and sing to me real slow. I need more than just the Holy Ghost. Pour me another round. This time don't ever stop, 'cause I need more of what you've got. What you've got. I'm not overreacting. This ain't just a blip on the map. The show has been canceled and it's not coming back. So pour me another ass and sing to me real slow. 'Cause I need more than just the Holy Ghost. Pour me another round. This time don't ever stop, 'cause I need more of what you've got. Yeah, I need more of what you've got. Yeah, I need more of what you've got. So what do you got? All right. That's Holy Ghost. Let's move over. Let's do this one. Yeah. Okay. This is the newest one that I've written so far. I'm really excited for everybody to hear this stuff. I've sent it to my parents and a few people to, critique. I'm not ready to post anything online yet, but man, these finished versions are sounding really, really cool. Hi everybody. Hey Aunt Marilyn. How we doing? Nana. All right. Glad you can make it. Hey Paula. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see. Let's get it going. So this one's called Gone. Darkness falls, can't see my reflection at all. Caught in a web, spinning me down. Heartbreak calls like a siren, sweet and alone. Honey to my lips, I suckle and I drown. Head under water, never to be found. tried enough to leave it all behind. Not too far gone. So I follow closer to the rhythm of your steps, trusting every moment that we had. Not too far gone. So I will run into your arms. With you on my mind. Right. See, I messed up the words. Just forgot them. It's funny, I write this stuff and record this stuff, but if I'm not playing it all the time, I don't learn it all. You guys doing okay tonight? Everybody doing decently this week? This was a crazy week so far, building that stuff out back. It felt great though. I mean, the silver lining for this whole quarantine, I think, for me, is just the time with the family, time with Kristen and the kids, time to devote, at night doing my music when the kids go to sleep. But also, like, I'm realizing that if this just continued and the world went backwards 100 years, I would be perfectly fine living off the land, building my own stuff, growing my own crops, and like not interacting with society. So I would probably be just fine with that. So it's been kind of fun getting to use my hands again to build stuff. Really, Mom? Freebird? It's way too early in the set to start screaming Freebird. I wish I could just like pause it. Pause your comments. I'm joking, Mom. I love you. Happy Mother's Day. All right. This is Falling. Pardon the words that reach my lips, pardon the lack of grace, but part of the act is playing a bit while the other half playing it safe. So call me a liar, call me a fraud, but don't call me after 10, 'cause I won't hear the phone, I'll be sleeping alone with the voices inside my head. Try living it so easy, but that was the hardest part, 'cause there's nothing so easy as falling apart, as falling apart. Took what I could and I made my way with the elegance of a bull. Still learning to walk, still learning to talk, still willing to risk it all. I tried living it so easy, but that was the hardest part, 'cause there's nothing so it's falling apart. Ooh, it's falling apart. Ooh, so take what you want and run to the press. I don't care what you want, I don't care what you get. I ain't making no plans, I ain't making at all. I don't care what you want, I don't care at all. So easy, Yeah. Part in the words that reach my lips, part in the lack of grace, but part of the act is playing a bit while the other half playing it safe. All right. I like that one a lot. That one's cool. We got like full drum set, electric guitars, everything on that one. So it's a real, upbeat one. Cheers, everybody. All right, Kristen. We have not actually planted anything in the garden yet. It's built, but we just kept getting freezes, and it's a little too cold right now. But hopefully next week we'll maybe put some plants in the ground and see what happens. I mean, I feel like we have green thumbs, Kristen and I, but we've never actually gardened. I mean, my dad had gardens growing up. I just mostly helped weed. I didn't really do a whole lot of care for the garden. That was kind of his thing. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know in like 6 months or 5 months or whatever if we were able to grow anything. If not, we'll just play on a kick-ass swing set, I guess. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we're doing this one. All right, let me see. So I don't know what the track order is yet for this album. I mean, that will come together pretty close to like when I'll put it out, which I'm hoping we can have this whole thing tracked and to the guy that's kind of producing it and mixing and mastering it sometime this fall. So I would love to get this thing out by the end of the year. That would be really cool. Sometime in the late fall maybe. But we'll see. So far it's going really well. Everything is cooking along, and I'm really, really, really excited to get this stuff out there. So it's a song about my grandpa, who, if you've been tuning in every week, you probably already know everything there is to know about him, but you don't. I don't think anybody will ever know everything there is to know about Ron Hodge. But I realized, I was thinking about, I play this song every week, and I talk about, Grandpa Hodge, but there are 3 other grandparents that had huge impacts on my life as well. Both of my grandmothers, who, funny enough or coincidentally enough, are both named Teresa. They were hugely impactful in my life. They each, in unique ways, cultivated my creativity. They cultivated my love for food, for culture, my love for sports. Both of my grandmothers were huge Cubs fans. Always would talk sports. My grandma Hodge would call me like every single Cubs game, especially if she missed watching it on TV. She would call me every night to see if we won. My grandma Magwire, oh my God, like I know how to cook because of her. I have an appreciation for Polish food because of her. And then my grandpa Magwire, I got to know him very well towards the end of his life, and he was hugely impactful in that time we spent together when I was a freshman in college. Will forever be with me, and so I neglected to mention the other grandparents in my life. They've all since passed, but it's not just Grandpa Hodge, but I pretty much was with him every single day of my entire life. So this song goes out to him and Teresa and Max. Well, my grandpa always said there ain't no atheist in a foxhole, no unbeliever standing when the shit has hit the fan. And he always said to pray, no matter how the chips fall, even if the outcome still leaves a bitter taste. And the closest that you'll come to seeing pure perfection is the laughter and the smile upon your lover's face. So be grateful for the time and the breath that we are given, for we are only specks in the fleeting depths of space. Once he sat me down and he told me something special. some knowledge that a young boy surely couldn't be without. He said close only counts in certain circumstances, like winning silver medals or throwing horseshoes and grenades. It's been years since that day, but I can still feel his whispers weeping round my head when there's decisions to be made. And I always stop and think which path he would have told me. He'd have said to make the choice that was the hardest to obtain. So I will live for him, and I will live for you. 'Cause we all breathe the same, we all believe the same, we all do the best we can do. Well, my grandpa showed me how to drive an automatic. He said cruising with a stick shift probably wasn't in my cards. And he tried to teach me things out of popular mechanics, but got angry when I'd make the simple fix seem so damn hard. So he told me when I grow up I should hire only the experts and let them diagnose all of my brokenness and scars. 'Cause being vulnerable was at the root of all my talent, and I'd benefit the most if I could just let down my guard. So I will live for him, and I will live for you. 'Cause we all breathe the same, we all believe the same, we all do the best we can do. Well, my grandpa always said he'd love me forever, that love as strong as ours would follow deeper than the grave. So tonight when I lay down next to my wife and both my children, I'll know he's right beside me when I finally start to pray. That's a good. I'm telling you, man, that song was a vessel. Grandpa just talked through me for that one. That was a smooth one to write. Probably one of the easiest songs I've ever written. But coincidentally enough, has the most words I've ever put on a page before. All right, let's see. Hey, Drew, what's up, man? I think I accepted your friend request a few weeks back, so I'll have to get the rest of them on board. He'd be proud of that playground. I know. It was really cool, guys. Getting sentimental. You might not even care, but I inherited quite a few of my grandpa's tools when he passed. And so I have his hammer and a bunch of his wrenches and screwdrivers and his old tackle box. And so today my job was to lay down all the landscaping fabric and then build the timber wall, retaining wall around it. And I went to the shed to get out, something, firm and heavy to hit the nails with. And I saw his old hammer, which I don't use that much anymore. But I felt like, okay, I'll get it out. And so I hit most of the nails in the timber with his hammer, which is probably, God, like 70 years old. I mean, that's an old hammer. So that was just really special for me. I kind of got choked up because this would have been a project he would have definitely done with me, and would have been yelling at me the whole time that I wasn't doing it right. No, just joking, but really. So I'm glad I can make him proud. And I built a retaining wall that looks sturdy. And Steve, the guy next door, who is a carpenter, said it looks awesome. So we will see again in 6 months. Get back to me. Hopefully it's still there. Okay, so let's do old Bell. What the heck? You know what? I'm going to do it on this one. So as you know, if you've been watching these, or if you just know me, if you're friends with me, most of you guys are I think all of you guys are friends with me, but you might not always know the stories behind this stuff. So this song's about my dog, Lulabelle, who, if you've ever met her, she is a just nervous Nancy. She is the most anxious, skittish dog, and just destructive dog, just very impulsive. So this song was born out of a day when Lulabelle tore apart our couch in Chicago. It was our first apartment we moved into after we got married, a tiny little apartment. We didn't have much to our names. I mean, we had a few pieces of furniture, a bed, a couch, a coffee table maybe we had, but not much more than that. And so, she destroyed one out of the 3 things that we owned. So my option was to kill the dog, which I wasn't going to do, or write a song about it to deal with my emotions, and I wrote a song. And like I said last week, people come up to me a lot of times after shows if I just play the straight songs and I don't talk about them, and they're like, "Man, I don't know who that lady was, but man, she messed you up, dude." And I said, "Yeah, you have no idea. She's still messing me up." So this is Oh Belle. Oh Belle, 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 oh Belle. I had me a woman and I did her well. Oh Belle, oh Belle, oh Belle. She gave me loving and she gave me hell. Oh Belle, oh Belle, oh Belle. Well, she took my money, she took my health. Oh Belle, oh Belle, oh Belle. But I won't forget the way she yelled. Oh Belle, oh Belle, oh Belle. She brought me down to my knees, yeah. She made a poor man cry. She brought me down to my knees, yeah. She made a poor man lie, 'cause I didn't tell Kristen right away that the couch was busted. She told me, son, I'm gonna take your hand. Oh Belle, oh Belle, oh Belle, and treat you like you was a man. Oh Belle, oh Belle, oh Belle. Well, she took my heart, she took my land. Oh Belle, oh Belle, oh Belle. But I won't forget the way she ran. Oh Belle, oh Belle, oh Belle. She brought me down to my knees, yeah. She made a poor man cry. She brought me down to my knees, yeah. She made a poor man lie. Oh Belle, 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 oh Belle. She brought me down to my knees, yeah. She made a poor man cry. She brought me down to my knees, yeah. She made a poor man lie in his bed, crying, 'cause you destroyed my couch. There you go. Happy to say Bella's still alive, although she has lost a leg since that couch incident, and I did not take it from her. There were 2 cars that took it from her. But Belle is just one of those dogs that the motor just doesn't shut off. So there's a lot of times I have a ton of fun with her, and there's a lot of times that I'm just pulling my hair out. I still stand firm in my belief, though, that raising kids is easier than having a puppy, having a dog. At least you can throw a pull-up on the kids. Okay. Let's see, what are we going to do next in the album? So we got like 4 songs left in this album. I'm going to do Battlefield next. This is a song that was born out of that time, which seems like 20 years ago at this point, which was, I think, only in the last year or two, dealing with immigration and, detention centers and children and, basic human rights and that discussion of what is basic human rights and what do people deserve that aren't citizens of this country? Do they still deserve the same human rights that we deserve? And so I watched way too much news during that time and that cycle. But I did write this song, and this goes out to all the immigrants in this country, all the immigrants that have ever come to this country. You have made such an impact in the fabric of who we are as a nation, and we should not forget that. So this is Battlefield. Living in a battlefield, watch your step, hold your breath, and mind the gap. 'Cause living in a battlefield, the Bible belt, you want your own, don't feel yourself, they will find you all alone, with your fingers clutching to the phone. Oh, they will find you without a dime, pleading, please don't, please don't, please don't leave me behind. Oh, living in a battlefield, warring sides, pay no mind to the world outside. 'Cause living in this battlefield as a migrant soul gives no future, pays no gold, and they will find you all alone, with your fingers clutching to the phone. Oh, they will find you without a dime, pleading, please don't, please don't, please don't leave me behind. Oh, they will find you without a name, with no direction, without a face. But hallelujah, what a beautiful day. Oh, hallelujah, what a beautiful day. little field, watch your step. Hold your breath and mind the gap, 'cause we will find you all alone. Give you shelter, shelter from the storm. Oh, we will find you all alone. Give you what you need, give you peace of mind. That's about as political as I get, honestly. I don't like to tread too much into that land, because it usually brings trouble. But in those situations, I don't know. I feel like I have to say something through my music, and that's what it is. I love you all of you, no matter what you believe in. All right, let's go. I have not looked at the comments in a while. Let's see who we got. All right, Aunt Kathy, Uncle Max, the girls are there. We are at a little bar in South Dakota to watch. That's awesome. Cool. Hello, everybody in the little bar in South Dakota. I'm sure you guys have probably the best food in the world, because all the little bars in South Dakota have the best food. Do they do fried gizzards there? Because that is my favorite bar food in the Dakotas, Nebraska. Oh, my gosh. Gross, Nebraska. If you ever have a chance to go to Gross, Nebraska, there, I think it's still there. I mean, I haven't been there in years, but there was a bar. I think the population of the town might be like 1 or 2 people. Best food I've ever had in my entire life is at the, it's called the Gross Inn, I believe. Check it out if you're ever in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska. Oh. All right, let's see. We got a few more. Let's do Patrick's song, because I don't know if he's still holding on awake upstairs. But I'd love to play him his song before he falls asleep. Let's see. It's capo 4. Okay. So this is a song called Light. This is a song that I wrote for Patty Boy about 6 months after he was born. And it's a song that I remember I was at playing music at Westridge in Elgin, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. And there was a sermon, and I think it was Darren that gave the sermon that week. But he talked about how maybe the success and the dreams and the fulfillments are not in our life, but our children's lives. And maybe that us fulfilling our purpose in life was to raise our children to rise to greatness. I'm butchering his sermons. He always gives beautiful sermons. But the gist of that was maybe everything I've been living for in my entire life was for Patrick and now Cora, and was to get them to a place of contentment and success and in whatever they dream up in their lives. So maybe we are just the building blocks. And so it kind of popped into my head, this idea of, at that time, Patrick, but now both kids, being that light in my life and being and understanding that light has always been in my life, but it wasn't realized until I met them. And so that's kind of the gist of this song is Patty's the light, and it took me a long time to get to that light, but now that I am here in the light, it's beautiful. Cheers, everybody. Sit back in my chair, say what's in a name that I can't explain it, but I felt the strangest shivering You see, ever since I was young, I couldn't contain it, and it never faded. Strength into a perfect shade of light. It's the only thing that makes the world feel bright. It's the only way to make this right. I called up my folks, told them don't worry, I'm in no hurry. Stumbling towards that finish line, I packed my bags and I headed straight to the place that I couldn't escape it. Face to face I stared straight at the light. It's the only thing that makes the world feel bright. It's the only way to make this right. It's the only time, and the stars that guide the way contain more beauty than 1,000 days down here between the rebels and the saints. But I wouldn't trade a simple thing. It was perfect as was meant to be, our first and last refrain of our greatest day. Fell out of my chair, it suddenly hit me. It wasn't a mystery. We'd been down this road so many times. You see, ever since I was young, I couldn't explain it, and I must admit it. Not understanding led me towards the light. It's the only thing that makes the world feel bright. It's the only way to make this right. It's the only time that you are by my side. It's the only way to cross that line. There you go. Patty, if you're not asleep, go to sleep now, bud. I love you. Dwayne. Alan, what's up, man? You still watching? That's one of my buddies from Wrigley. I hope you're doing well, dude. Hope you and the fiance are doing spectacular. Dwayne says hello. Hello, Fairfax, South Dakota. All right, in the house. What's up, Dwayne? Oh, thanks, Amy. I appreciate that. My keyboard looks so long. It's 88 keys, so standard issue piano keyboard. Must be the perspective. If I was wittier, I would have told you I had a special like 300 key piano built. That's just my entire wall, but I don't think that quickly. So it's just a regular piano. Oh, Amy, thank you so much. I miss you too. I hope you're doing well. Back home in Indiana. Everything is okay here in Massachusetts. We've had a good weekend. Beautiful weather out here. We've trying to get out for walks every night. It's been tough the last few days just because I've been out there working on the playground like 12 hours a day. But I think starting tomorrow we're going to try to pick it back up and do some more walks and get some fresh air, be with nature. I can't be cooped up in the house too long. I kind of go stir crazy. All right, I got 2 more songs from the album, and then I'm going to do a couple cover songs. And then I've got a request from my dad, who, like, if you've tuned in the past, I've played a couple for him. He likes to go in the back catalog of my songs from way back, from when I was in college. So we're talking, 2004, 5, 6. He seems to remember these songs that I really forget. So I'm going to do one for him special. So last 2 songs of this album, chorus song, and then For the City. So let's do For the City, and then I can end on chorus song. All right. So this is a song that was born out of moving to Chicago from small town middle America, Indiana, and having to kind of reevaluate some of my belief systems, challenge them, change some of them, and keep some the same. But it's that fine line you walk anywhere. But I just felt it when I was in the city, just because everything is on such a huge magnitude in cities, that things weren't exactly how they were in small town Indiana. And you kind of have to learn to navigate that and find where you belong in a place that big. So this is For the City. These are the things I know. Never let your woman go, and never break her heart. Oh, but where I come from, there's only miles of broken roads, only love that'll never grow. It ends before it starts. Oh, where I come from, you die for the things you own. You never let your weakness show. You never pray to God. Oh, but where I come from, heaven is the full man's goal. It leads you anywhere but home. It leads you to nowhere. I will run, I will run, I will run, run away. I will run, I will run away. Deep in the valley of concrete and alleys, the stars never shine through the haze. I must get rid of my faith, get rid of my face, and change my philosophies. Like holes in the pavement, I fall through the pages, a note that got lost in the rain. Take me the furthest away, that I can be safe from the place that is haunting me. I will run, I will run, I will run, run away. these are the things I know. Never let your woman go, and never break her heart. All right, we got one left on the album, guys. You've been troopers. Usually I like to break things up with some cover songs, but I really just wanted to play this whole thing all the way through, and I really like how it sounds. So hopefully you guys have gotten a little kick out of it. I feel like everyone that has tuned into these Wednesday concerts every week should get a free copy of the album whenever it does come out. So, you know what? I'm going to do that. Anybody that's tuned in pretty regularly on these things, I know who you guys are. I'll get you guys a copy of this thing because we're in this together. And I came up with the album title. Well, I didn't come up with the album title. Kristen came up with it. But I kind of decided on it that we're going to call the album Songs for Wednesday. Just because a lot of this album was born out of this time, this crazy quarantine time. And we sure might be in it still when I put this album out, so it'll be even more appropriate. But I think calling it Songs for Wednesday would be really cool. So this is Cora's song. This is, I don't know if Patty's asleep, but this is my favorite one I think I've ever written. It's a song that came very quickly, like I've said. It's a song that I had that lick floating around for a long time, since Patrick was born, and I thought that song was going to be Patty's song, and it wasn't, and it became Cora's song, and so it came together very beautifully when it became her song. But it's just kind of me stating my intentions and my love for my kids, but also for everyone, for all of you guys, anybody that we hold close to us. It's not just your kids; it's anybody. I would do any of this for any of you guys. So this is kind of a statement of purpose of sorts, but mostly it's just a lullaby for Cora. I'll be there when you call me. Over rivers and roads, wherever you roam. I'll be there when you call me. When time starts to break and the dawn is awake, I'll be there if you call me. And at the end of the day, when the world is away, I'll be there when you call me. So hum this tune and hold on tight. I'll be with you in the morning light. Close your eyes and listen. Close your eyes and listen. Oh, what a beautiful sound. Close your eyes and listen to the sound. darkness awaits, I'll be there when you call me. If your direction home is lost amongst the cold, I'll be there when you call me. So hum this tune and hold on tight. I'll be with you in the morning light. Close your eyes and listen. Close your eyes and listen. Oh, what a beautiful sound. Change is all around. Close your eyes and listen to the sound. I will show you all the beauty. I will fight for your desires. I will cross the barren desert. I will walk among the fires. I will run to the deepest corners to see you face to face. You are my present and my future, the reason I am changed. Wherever you pray, wherever you lay, I'll be there when you call me. That's a really cool chord. All right. So that's it, guys. That's Songs for Wednesday. That's the album. Now, I cannot wait for you to hear the full thing. I mean, we have some of the songs, like this one, will be stripped down, but a lot of them are going to have drums in full band, some with some orchestrations and things. So, yeah, I'll just keep plugging away on these and hold on to those. But I can't wait to show you all. Okay, so that's the album. So I've got a few more for you. Let me go back and look at some of the comments, because I definitely neglected those tonight, which I say every week. Tommy, what's up, man? The McCarthy family in the house. Hey, guys. Go Bruins. Amy, worship songs. Yes, I played tons of worship songs. I led worship at a church outside of Chicago for all 5 years. I lived in Chicago. So, yes, many worship songs. We'll see. Maybe I'll play one of my favorite for you if I can remember all the words. But, yes. So, put a pause on that for a second. I'll think about it. Let's see. Daddy's little girl. Yes, Mom. She is Daddy's little girl. And it's kind of funny because now she's starting to develop more of a personality. And it just melts my heart. I know every dad feels the same way. Every dad of a daughter. But my God. I'm like, do you want the keys to the car now? Because I'll just hand them over to you. You can just hold on to them until you're 16. Like, whatever you want. I am putty in your hand. With Patrick, I'm a hard ass, you know? Gotta make him a man. But with Cora, she could do anything. I think it's the greatest thing in the world. Okay. All right, Dad. I gotta load the lyrics up because it has been... I went back and looked in my folder, my file, with all these old songs, and where the heck did I put those lyrics? I think it's been I want to say like 13 years since I've played this song. I'm pretty sure this song came from the primaries when Obama was running for the first time, which would have been like spring of 2008. So I was still in Lincoln. I'm pretty sure that it was from this era, because that's it's just like that's the historical event that I associate with this song. This song is not political at all. It's not about Obama or anybody, but I remember I wrote it around that time. So it would have probably been my senior year of college, I want to say. This song's never been put on any albums or anything. I forgot I even wrote this song, but I love it. And so this song is called Annie. It's A-N'_N-E, not apostrophe, parentheses, sorry. I'm surprised I passed English. It's A-N'_N-E, and it's a song basically personifying the state of Nebraska, which was so impactful to my life. Even as a kid, we go back and visit my aunt and uncle and cousins in Spencer pretty much every summer when, growing up. And then I went there for college and spent 4 of my favorite years of my life in Lincoln. And so this was kind of a love letter to Lincoln as I was leaving to go on to all the different places I've been since 2008, which is all over the map. So this is a song called Annie. I'm sorry, Dad, if it's not up to your standards, but I'm going to try my best. I learned it this morning. All right, here we go. Met her in the good life at the old Columbian. 14-hour sunsets, I was so much younger then. On the verge of running to the place where I was born, my soul was slowly dying, but I still want so much more. Annie, can you help me out here? I've gone too long without you here, and all my friends say that I'm wrong, and you'll never hear this song. But after all these years, it's clear. Never got a letter, but a phone call from the south. She told me it was better had I never figured out that all our dreams are in between the kerosene in a match. Annie, can you help me out here? I've gone too long without you here, and all my friends say that I'm wrong, and you'll never hear this song. But This is taking me right back to Lincoln, playing this song at Duffy's, man. That place isn't even there anymore. What a cool bar. All right. Left her in the winter on a cold December day. The snow was tossing punches, leaving teardrops on my face. Annie, can you help me out here? I've gone too long without you here, and all my friends say that I'm wrong, and you'll never hear this song. But after all these years, it's clear, woo, it's clear, it's clear. I was born homeless 34 years ago. I was born homeless 34 years ago. Oh man. Has it really been 12 years? What has happened to the time, man? So there you go, Dad. That one's for you. It's Annie. I forgot about that song. That's a pretty good song. I miss Nebraska, man. I miss it all the time. So there's a few lines in there that just perfectly describe Nebraska, like the 14-hour sunsets. If you've ever been to Nebraska or really anywhere in the western part of this country, in the plains, you can see forever. I mean, you can see 50 miles in the distance, especially if you're on any kind of a hill. And I just remember going outside and sitting for what seemed like 14 hours watching the sunset, hanging out at the coffee house, which was not called the Old Columbian. I just thought that was kind of a cool phrase. But yeah, that's a good one. Love you guys. All right, I got a few more, if that's cool. I'm feeling really good this week. I know last week I cut things short a bit. My allergies were really flaring up. They're much better this week, which is funny because I've been outside this entire week. But I'm feeling good, so I can play for a little bit longer if you guys want. I know Amy wanted me to play a worship song, so yeah, I'll do my favorite worship song ever written, and I hope I don't forget the words. It's been years since I've sung this thing all the way through, but this is by a guy named John Mark McMillan. If you've never heard of him, even if you're not religious or Christian, if you appreciate music, I mean, his stuff's not overly in your face Christian. It's my favorite kind of way to worship. It's very real, very, something I can kind of dig my fingers into. But there's nothing wrong with any other way to worship, but for me personally, I really am attracted to his songs. So this is a song called How He Loves. Jealous for me, love's like a hurricane. I am a tree bending beneath the weight of his wind and mercy. When all of a sudden I am unaware of these visions eclipsed by glory, and I realize just how wonderful you are and how great your affection he loves us so. Oh, how he loves us. How he loves us oh. We are his portion, he is our prize, drawn to redemption by the grace in his eyes. If grace is an ocean, we're all sinking. So heaven meets earth like a sloppy wet kiss, and my heart turns violently inside of my chest. And I don't have time to maintain these regrets when I think about the way that he loves us. Whoa, how he loves us. Whoa, how he loves us. Whoa, how he loves. Yeah, he loves us. Whoa, how he loves us. Whoa, how he loves us. Whoa, how he loves. All right, there you go, Amy. That's for you. Some John Mark McMillan. Look him up, guys. It's really, 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 really good music. But yeah, that's the song I think catapulted him in his songwriting career. It kind of every church does that one, or most churches do that one. So that's a good one. So there you go. There's your worship song for the night. All right, I got a few more for you. Y'all hanging in with me still? I want to do a couple fun cover songs because I got a new guitar this last week and I wanted to share it with you. So I have wanted to get a 12-string guitar for as long as I've been playing guitar. And I've looked at hundreds and hundreds of guitars. I've played them all, and it's just nothing has ever really fit the sound that I'm looking for. I'm very particular about what I want. Seems a little out of tune. I'm sorry. So, anyways, I knew what I wanted. I knew what brand I wanted. I knew kind of the era I wanted it from. I love Alvarez guitars. The old Alvarez guitars from like the late 60s, early 70s. It's the guitar I learned how to play on. It's my dad's. My dad has I think it's a 78 or 79 Alvarez, and that's the guitar I learned how to play on. And so I actually found years ago the same exact model of guitar that my dad had built, I think 1 month before his was in Japan. So I have the same exact guitar, which is really cool, really special. So that's the one I play a bunch of my other stuff on. But anyways, I was perusing eBay, which I always do. I have it like flagged to tell me whenever there's an Alvarez from like 68 through 78 that comes up. And this baby came up last week, and it's a 1972 Alvarez. And this guy on eBay was selling it, and he even posted videos and sent videos so I could see what it sounded like, see what it looked like in his hands, and it was really cheap, way cheaper than I think it kind of is valued at. And so I picked this one up without even thinking. Even Kristen said, "You gotta buy this guitar. You've been looking for this guitar for years." It's a little bit out of tune because it's been sitting here for a few hours, and it's a little temperamental, but I'm going to play a few songs, some of my favorite songs that I think are perfect for 12-string. She's a good girl, loves her mama, loves Jesus, in America too. She's a good girl, crazy about Elvis, loves horses, and her boyfriend too. It's a long day living in Reseda. There's a freeway running through the yard, and I'm a bad boy, 'cause I don't even miss her. I'm a bad boy for breaking her heart, and I'm free, free falling, and I'm free, free falling, and all the vampires walking through the valley move west down Ventura Boulevard, and all the bad boys are standing in the shadows, and all the good girls go home with broken hearts, and I'm free, free falling, and I'm free, free falling. Go! Yeah, this sounds awesome. Free falling, I'm free falling, I'm free falling, I'm free falling. I wanna glide down over Mulholland. I wanna write her name in the sky. I wanna free fall out into nothing. I'm gonna leave this world for a while, and I'm free, free falling, and I'm free, free falling. Yeah. Tom Petty, man. Tom Petty sounds better on a 12 string. Although I wish I had the 12 string Rickenbacker, man. That is a sick guitar. Cheers if you guys are drinking anything. Cheers. This is my first beer I've had in a long time, but I felt like my body needed it. All right, I'm going to try another one. Another one of my favorites that just has to be played on a 12 string because it sounds like $1,000,000. This might sound like $500,000 maybe, but we'll see. All right, let's see. Let's try this. I've never played this on 12 string before, and I haven't played this in a long time. Well, I've been running down the road trying to loosen my load. Trouble on my mind. For they wanna hold me It's a girl, my lord, in a flatbed Ford, slowing down to take a look at me. Come on, baby, don't say maybe. I've gotta know if your sweet love is gonna save me. We may lose and we may win, but we will never be here again. So open up, I'm climbing in. Take it easy. Well, I've been running down the road trying to loosen my load. Got a world of trouble on my mind. Looking for a lover who won't blow my cover. Just so hard to find. Take it easy. Take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. Come on, baby, don't say maybe. I've gotta know if your sweet love is gonna save me. Ooh, 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 ooh. You gotta take it easy. Let me take it easy. Man, I kind of butchered that, but that sounds sick on that guitar. Cool, man. All right. I got one more for you, if that's okay. My fingers are kind of killing me after that thing. If you've never played a 12-string before, it's like twice like the neck, what your hand goes around to play the guitar. It's like twice the size of a regular guitar, so my hand's kind of crampy. I just realized I want to play Between the Cracks for you guys as the last song, but I didn't take that guitar out of its case, so I'll be right back to grab that. All right, so this is the guitar I was talking about. This is the Alvarez. This one's a 1978, I believe, or 70. I think it's a 78, and I think my dad's is a 79. Like it's like 1 or 2 months difference. But this is my open D-tune guitar because this thing holds its pitch beautifully. I just love those old Alvarez and old Takamine guitars, these Japanese-made guitars. They have such beautiful wood over in Japan. And back in the 70s, these guitars, sound-wise, quality-wise, are on par with anything you could buy, any of the top stuff, Martin, Guild, Gibson. But you get them for a fraction of the price. So anyways, it's going to be my last song tonight. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Let me look at the comments and see. I know I missed some people. Monica, great year. Yeah, 72, man. If you're implying what I think you're implying, there's no way that 1972 is that significant to you. No way. I would have pegged you as mid-80s at best. Ethel, all right. I'm glad you liked it. Max partook. Yes, Uncle Max. L'chaim. Slancha. I'm not playing Freebird, Mom. You used to do this all the time when I was younger and I'd play shows. She'd scream from the back of the place, Freebird! So then one time I learned Freebird just to throw her off. This song is called Between the Cracks. It's going to be my last song tonight. Thank you so much for hanging around. tuning in every week. We've got a pretty steady batch of people tuning in every week, and it's really cool to see all of you guys commenting and talking to each other. And like I said, I'm going to keep doing this every Wednesday until this damn thing's over. So I really got to start writing more songs, because you're going to just keep hearing the same crap every week then if I don't do that. So this is good. It's a challenge for me. But yeah, this is it. This is Between the Cracks. Like you've probably seen every week, I play this one last always. It's one of my favorite songs I've ever written. It's a song that I think is pretty applicable to anything that we're going through right now. But specifically, I wrote this song about my early 20s and mid 20s, and trying to figure out where I belonged in the world, and where I fit, and what my purpose was in life. I was a little lost in my early 20s. Didn't really have much direction. I had an idea of what I wanted to do. I just didn't know how to execute it. And so that was pretty much my entire 20s, was figuring out how the heck to get what I want to achieve. And I didn't do it without a ton of people and a ton of support. And so this song is kind of a realization that I came to in my mid-20s of, I'm not going to try to conform to whatever other people expect of me. I'm not going to try to conform to any kind of standards that society sets, and that it's okay to just be me, unique in whatever way that is. For me, it's pretty weird and eccentric and quirky. And if that's you, then more power to you. Be that. Be authentically you. And don't really give two shits what people think. The older I get, the more like my grandpa I get, who really did not give two shits what people thought. And so I think that there's beauty in that. And I think that when used correctly in life, not minding what people think is very beneficial. And so in a way more eloquently way than I just introduced it, this is Between the Cracks. This is going to be it for me tonight. Thank you so much again. Love all of you guys. Miss all of you. I cannot wait to have you over to play on the new playground we built and have a fire at the fire pit whenever this stuff's done. I will see you next Wednesday, 7:30 for the kids sing-along. I think that was really fun tonight again. And then 8 o'clock, I'll play a whole new batch of stuff. I might work some more old stuff in if you guys are getting a kick out of hearing those songs. But peace and love, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Feet on the ground, forcing the sounds of our proximity to flight. Old enough to fear it, young enough to try. Lost by design, ignoring the signs of our deliberate demise. Close enough to taste it, far enough to hide. And fall asleep, dream of the life. 'Cause this is where I belong, right between the cracks. This is where I belong, not the future nor the past. This is where I belong. Hard as it may be, somewhere I can breathe. Caught in disguise, falling over branches we have climbed, high enough to reach it, low enough to find. this is where I belong. Not the future nor the past. This is where I belong. Hard as it may be, somewhere I can breathe. Open the doors and run to the hillside. Follow the lights and throw yourself into flight. Open the doors and run to the hillside. Follow the lights and throw yourself into flight. Open the doors and run to the hillside. Follow the lights and throw yourself into flight. 'Cause this is where I belong. Right between the cracks. This is where I belong. Not the future nor the past. This is where I belong. Hard as it may be, somewhere I can breathe. All right. Cool, guys. Well, thank you so much again for tuning in and writing on the comments. Hey, Cheryl, what's up, guys? Spencer, Nebraska. Thanks, Lindsay. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Mom, love you. Peace, love. I'll see you next Wednesday. Stay safe, stay healthy. Try to have a little fun this week. And thank you so much to all these frontline workers, the medical people, the grocery workers, the garbage guys, anybody that's out there working and helping this world to keep moving and trying to protect us. Thank you so much for what you do. Peace, love. Have a good rest of your week.